KNES 415 Fall 2021. Hope everybody's doing as well as you possibly can, all things considered. I am in the friendly confines of my mother and father's area of our house. They're getting up there in age, so we kind of made a little suite for them, but this is quiet. And my boys are home from school because 2021, and so I needed a quiet place to kind of make this video. This video is going to cut straight to the point, making sure we're all on the same page, content for your test, okay? So some of the reasons that I use old lectures is because I'm getting good results from old lectures. The lectures that I have, we're getting A's and B's and a few C's, and consistency is real big. So we're using the old lectures because they've been working. And then I am being available for you guys 24/7 with virtual office hours. And obviously we can meet in person too, because I'm there pretty much every morning. But if you have a question, so here's the intent. Instead of saying my office hours are on this day, this day, this day, at this time, well, let's say you're studying at night and you have a question. Instead of waiting until the next day, man, ask me the question. Text me and say, Dr. Campbell, I have a quick question about lecture number 4 about this topic. Are you available? Absolutely, let's talk. We could either talk, we could FaceTime, we can make it work. I'd rather get those questions answered so that you could proceed, that you could keep moving. Okay, so that's what that's about. Now, content. I posted a video that kind of, even though it was a 310 review video, that's the point. In that video, it's your first video, overview of 310 material you need to apply for your first exam. That video, once you get past the, hey, 310, da 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 da, but when you get into the example where I'm doing the curl, that's exactly what you're going to need to know. Why? Because we're going to be getting into specific muscles. So in 310, we did things on groups, the flexors, the plantar flexors, the dorsiflexors, the knee extensors, right? The concepts that you have muscles that pull in the direction of motion. In 415, we're going to get into those specific muscles, the peroneus longus, the peroneus brevis, the tibialis posterior, the tibialis anterior, the quadratus femoris, all these different muscles. And those muscles serve specific functions to pull in directions of motion. So just like an NFL team wouldn't start the season going right into the game, that's why you have preseason. That's why you have training camp. You got to refresh. Even though these players have been running plays their whole life, got to practice to get that muscle memory, right? So that's what this is about. This is really about trying to help give you easy points, because it's stuff you should already know, like the back of your hand. Hello, back of your hand, I know you very well. I don't know where that came from. But also to refresh your memory about muscles, function, pull, concentric, eccentric, external forces, right? All of that 310 stuff. So twofold. So that first video, don't pay attention to the whole 310 fall, spring, so it doesn't matter. It's the examples in there that are important. And then you need to practice your own examples. Go to your phone and just put exercises, gym exercises. Go to the gym and just go through different exercises with cables and free weights and just practice. The dumbbell is trying to do what to my elbow? Flex me. So what group of muscles I need? Muscles that pull in the direction of extension. Isometric to hold, concentric to cause extension, eccentric to allow flexion, that kind of stuff, right? Plyometric sequences, right? Slowing down motion one way, causing motion the other, changing the direction. Now, in your course packet, there is some material at the front end that I'm not going to test you on. Reason being is that I've learned in the past year and a half that that kind of content I really need to be in person. So don't worry about stuff that I didn't lecture about, okay? So 415 lecture number 1, definition of biomechanics, limitations and morphology, areas of study. Again, don't pay attention if I say, hey, spring 2021, how are you guys doing? It was a good lecture that gave you exactly what I needed to give you. And so again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So just don't pay any attention to all that stuff. Just pay attention when I define biomechanics and I talk about morphology and I talk about bound by physics and occupational biomechanics, especially with ergonomics. That's the important stuff, okay? And then we have a lecture on human movement strategies, simultaneous and sequential, and then the combination, powerful, simultaneous motions done in sequence. Think about it. You have an upper extremity hydraulic lift, and then you have a lower extremity hydraulic lift, right? Mostly knees and hips, mostly elbows and shoulders. And if you're trying to move something really heavy, it doesn't matter how fast you get it to go, you just got to move it. So in that regard, you'd probably be moving shoulders, elbows, knees, and hips all at the same time if you were just pushing up as hard as you can. But if you were trying to throw a medicine ball as high as you can, meaning you got to go as fast as you can, the faster it leaves your hands, the higher it's going to go. Here, you probably wouldn't move elbows and shoulders exactly at the same time as his knees and hips. You'd probably get your knees and hips to speed it up first and then continue that acceleration with your shoulders and your elbows to make it go as high as you can. That is a classic example of power. Simultaneous motions done in sequence. Lower extremity simultaneous followed by upper extremity simultaneous. Because you're moving something heavy, you're trying to make it go as fast as you can. Extreme examples of sequence, that's trying to get the distal segment to go as fast as possible, throwing a javelin, throwing a baseball as fast as you can. Simultaneous motion, force and accuracy, multiple joint motions moving at the same time. So that's the lecture. The notes are there to complement the lectures, guys, okay? Companion videos to take into account the blips. Extra video help for exam 1 muscle function. And then I gave a lecture that ended up going into planes and axes review for 310, okay? Guys, the first test is meant to be a 3-foot putt. It really is. It's meant to be super duper easy because it's not a lot of new stuff. And that's important. I don't want to take the philosophy of some professors where first exam is hard and it gets everybody in line and makes them. I want you to be positive and encouraging. Okay, I want to be Professor K-Love. So ask if you have questions, but that kind of goes through what the first test is on, and then we'll move into specific muscles, cross-sectional anatomy, where I could teach you function of individual muscles. Okay, cool. So watch this video. Well, obviously, if you're here, you're still watching. I want you to confirm that you watched this video and comment on the YouTube. Just say, hey, thanks, Dr. Campbell. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that. Make something up. Blue is my favorite color. Don't care. Make a comment so that I know you watch this, okay? And don't forget, the first exam is September 22nd. Hope everybody's safe. Bye.